Hey guys, Space Fetus here, and today we're going to be building a small tree. Now, it does use Sculpey because that's the only way that you can sort of keep it small while keeping the detail, but I will try and build the same tree with normal blocks as well, although it's probably going to be about 4 times as big. So anyway, we're going to pick the center for our tree. I'm going to pick here. So here is the center for our tree. Now, the next thing you want to do is the roots. So they just sort of come off the trunk, however you want to do them. There's not a set way of doing this. I'm just going to sort of do them a bit randomly. I've done a lot of trees recently, so I'm hoping that this one comes out quite nicely. So there we go. Now we're going to build the trunk up. I'm going to have it slightly angular, like that. And then we're just going to put in a branch. Another branch. Like so. So that's our basic tree. Now it doesn't look like much, because it's not. But we're going to go in and we're going to start smoothing it out. So I'd like to start at the roots. And I just like to try and take the block squareness off it. So wherever it looks a bit too square, you sort of knock some off. You can take them from under, which I like to do sometimes. Just to take a bit, because once you start doing bringing it down, it then starts to look a bit weird underneath. So I try to do whatever I can to take the blockiness out of it. Okay, so take the corner off there. Now the good thing about this is that every tree you build is unique, because you can build any crazy weird pre-made shape that you want to make, and then you just start knocking the blocks off it. Now you're never going to remember to do it exactly the same way every time, so what you're going to get is this really interesting selection of trees of all different sort of shapes and sizes. I'll just take one out there. See, I've got this nice sort of curve on this root going on. Oh, I don't like it from that side though. Make sure to check it from all sides. There, that's a bit better. Because what may look really amazing from one side, you go around the other side and you realise it still just looks like a square. Oh, that's grass. We don't want that. So, I mean, I'm not a master of trees. Trees are a very new thing to me. I mean, I've just started doing them. They're getting better because I'm doing a lot of them, but I've only just started doing them myself. So you gotta just try these things. You gotta just go in and say, hey, I'm going to build a tree today. Or do what I did and say, hey, I'm going to build 125 trees today, and just build a realm full of trees, which I did, and is very strange. So now I'm starting on the trunk. You just want to, again, try and remove those square shapes. That's all you're doing. You're just removing the squares, making them a bit smoother, a bit easier to look at, a bit less like it's made of blocks. That's your main goal here. It's just to make it look a little bit less like it's made of blocks, a little bit more like it's natural. Let's have that one. Okay, and then we happy with that? No, I want that one. Oh, and now this one's come out too far, so I want that one as well. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so we'll move up to the branches, which I do pretty much exactly the same way as I do roots. Exactly the same way. I try and make them not quite as thick, because branches get a bit smaller towards the ends. So I try to incorporate that into my build as best as I can. Okay, just start on this one. But obviously there is no wrong way to do this. Another thing I find is that it doesn't matter hugely if you make a mistake, because once you put your leaves on it, you're losing a lot of the branch anyway. So even if you have done it horrendously wrong and it looks awful, you can just cover it with leaves. So it sort of fixes itself. You're left with something quite nice then. Alright, let's try and get a bit more of a curve in there. Okay, so that's our basic tree. Or is it? Are we happy with it? No, I want that one. And I want that one. And that one. Okay, so there's our basic tree. Now, you can use the tree leaves that you can go and find in the wilderness, in the mines. We're going to the wilderness to find some trees. But I like to use leaf piles. Because the leaf piles look amazing as tree leaves. I think that they are the best option for tree leaves. But they're not the cheapest option. So for any of you that can't afford them, I would go with tree leaves. You can get some great results. Not so well with the sculpty trees because they're quite small. But for big trees, they're definitely an option. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start layering them around the edges of the tree. So where you've got your branches, you just want to layer them around the edges, like so. Now, obviously, the more you've taken away from the actual branches, the less close you can get them. But once you've got them around the sort of edges, you just want to build up on top. You know, start covering things, start making it, you know, fit. Basically, wherever you feel that you need to put the leaves. You know, there's no set way of doing it. If you want to have a bit of branch showing in the middle, have a bit of branch showing in the middle. If you want to hide the whole top, hide the whole top. If you want to have a little cheeky side leaf, have a cheeky side leaf. You know, you build it however you want to build it. Now we're going to come up at the back here. Nope. Leaf pile. Just put one in there like so. And hopefully, I think that will do me for my tree. Yeah. So there you have a small, okay looking tree. Obviously you can keep working on it, or you can, you know, I'm going to pull that one because I decided that's a bit too blocky. But that's my small tree. Now, obviously if you were to build this with normal blocks, you would just copy it the way we have here. So for instance, it would be 1, 1, 2, 2 like that. One, 2. So as you can see, the root is already, one root is huge. I won't do any more than that. But one root is already massive. Obviously, the problem with doing the like this is you can't smooth this down. So to make the root look good, you're going to have to add even more blocks to smooth it. So you can't really copy it exactly because this root doesn't look very good. If you want to, you can, but that is how I would build a small tree. For the bigger tree, I'd probably do it a little bit differently, but you could copy it, maybe see how it comes out. Anyone out there that does copy it for the big blocks, let me know. I'd love to come see what it looks like if you followed that video and just copied them in big blocks. But yeah, so obviously every little block is a big block, so you just it's copyable. It's just whether or not it looks any good at the end. I hope that's helped. I hope some of you are really happy that I did a tree. It's something a little bit different. Rather than just having to use all the pre-made trees they've given us, why not build our own? And obviously you can do them in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. I have a lot. I've just done 100 odd, but those aren't showable yet because they're in a super secret realm. Pretty much like the mountain we did before, there is a super secret realm of that. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. Let me know in the comments if you want to see anything else. Like, subscribe, please share. I'd love to get a bigger community going on. I'd like these tutorials to reach as many people as I can. So until the next video, guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks, bye.